Hi guys, so today I'm going to do my book review video, and I have 7 books this time, and 2 of them go along with each other, kind of. So let's just get right into it. So the first book I'm going to show you is a book that I liked for this book review video. It's Dog Gone Back Soon by Nick Trout. I got this at Dollar General, and it was only $1. This is what it looks like. And what this book was about, it's about this guy. He's a veterinarian. He's like a veterinarian that specializes in like poisons and stuff. So like if your dog like eats chocolate, which is like a poison to dogs, he's the one that can like help it and stuff. But he's basically like a vet. And it's basically a week-long adventure in his life, where you see him taking care of all these different animals that come into his office. And one of his patients, humans, die, and he decides to take in the dog, and it's his adventure with the dog, but the dog comes in like a little bit later. And it's called Dog Gone Back Soon because when he was little, he would pretend to be a veterinarian like his dad was, and he made this sign that said "Dog Gone Back Soon," like, and like when you see stuff on stores and stuff that are like, oh, close, be back at whatever, that's the same thing. And he found it in a box, and he decided to put it back onto the clinic of where he works. So it was his dad's place. Sorry, you guys. So the next one I'm going to show you is a book that is, well, the book that was made into a movie, and that is Jurassic Park. Now, I've never seen the whole Jurassic Park movie. I've only seen a little bit of it, but from what I can tell, I think the movie was better, and usually I don't say that. Usually I like the books better. But this is what it looks like. It's a pretty old book, as you can tell when I show you guys. I got this at a library book sale. This is what it looks like. Hold on, you guys, wait on me. So it looks like, and it's basically like the same kind of format. Now, the only thing that I didn't like about this book was that there was too many scientific words to remember and figure out what they mean. That was the only thing. I don't think it was like that in the movie. I don't think there was that many like scientific words and stuff in the movie. But yeah, it's basically about these people come to the island where Jurassic Park is, and all these horrible things go awry on it. It's during a rainstorm, and since it's a rainstorm, there's like a power outage, and all the dinosaurs are trying to get out, and they're trying to attack people, and the scientists are trying to save the park, and they're trying to find these kids that are lost in the park, and everything like that. So, yes, I've only, like I said, I've only seen a little clips of it. Like, I've seen, like, the first one, so I know, like, a little bit about it, but I don't know if I don't think it's exactly like the book, to be honest. So this book, I didn't like at all. This book, I didn't even finish it. I got, like, I think I only had, like, a third left of the book, but I could not finish it because it was just that boring. And I got this book at a flea market, and it's called The Candidate's Wife by Patricia O'Brien. And this is what it looks like. And what it's basically about, it's about this person, this man who is running for, I think, president or some kind of like political office. And it's about his wife and the problems that are going on in his family, and stuff like that. Like, his daughter gets pregnant, and she wants to get an abortion, or she wants to keep it or something, and her parents want to get an abortion because of whatever, but they're against abortions, like, they're political things against abortions, and she's lonely because he's busy all the time, stuff like that. So, it's a really boring book, to be honest. The chapters are long, I just didn't like it. So this book, I got this at a library book sale. And there's a sequel to this book, but I didn't read the sequel for this book review. I'm going to read it for the next one. It's called The Hot Flash Club. It's by Nancy Thayer. This is what it looks like. And what this book is about, it's basically about, I think it's about, 4 women who come from all different backgrounds. Like, one is her husband died and she doesn't know what to do with her life. One is an African American woman who is struggling to keep up with this younger woman in her workplace. Stuff like that. There's this woman who her husband works all the time and she's just by herself. So what happens is they all come together in the book at some kind of like club, and they decide to do the Hot Flash Club because they're all in like their late 50s, early 60s, and of course that's usually when older women get menopause. So they decide to go at the Hot Flash Club, and they meet every couple days or every couple weeks to report on the things that are going on in their lives and stuff like that. And there's some really juicy stuff that happens in it, like there's just so much stuff, and it's really good. The one works for the one person's fiance's son's girlfriends, and she finds out these secrets about her, and she tells the friend that's in Hot Flash Club about it. A lot of different things. It's a really funny book, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. And I don't think it's like a book that you have to read if you like are an older woman who's going through menopause or anything like that. I think it's just a book that's really just funny. It's like a funny, like, satire book about life. So that's what I'm going to show you. I got it at Ollie's, and Ollie's is sort of like a discounted store where you can buy stuff really cheap. And this book, I don't even remember, I think it was only $3, and their price, which was like it always shows you like on the back of things or in the front of things what their price is and what their competitor's price was of this book. And this book, if you got it like I guess from like a different store or bookstore, would have been $17.95, and their price, which is Ollie's price, our price, was only $2.99. And I like this book because I really am trying to get into art more. I took an art class, like art history in college and stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So this is The Great Artists of the World by Larissa Branin, and this is what it looks like. And basically what it is, it's going through the history through the artist. So it goes like in chronological order, but it doesn't go through a lot of artists. It just goes through like some of them, and some of them I've never heard of before. Some of them are, it goes by like the years, and it goes by the style of art, like post-impressionism, impressionism, baroque, gothic, like stuff like that. But it really does go in order, and it shows you pictures of their artwork as you go along, and it's just a little biography about them for each one. Like there's some like recognizable ones, like there was Raphael, there was Van Gogh, there was Michelangelo, Da Vinci, and some ones that you really don't hear about. Like there was some Asian ones that I never heard of before because you're not really taught about them. You're only taught about like the famous ones in school and stuff. It was a really good book, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. So if you ever need like a project on something, I recommend getting that book because it's only $3 if you get it at Ollie's. So this next book I'm going to show you, I got this at a library book sale, and it's a series of books, and the series is called Annie's Attic Mysteries, and this is called A Spicy Secret. It's by D. Savannah George, and it's a little hardback book. This is what it looks like. And what this book is about, it's about these group of friends who they find these different things in these people's, in the Annie's attic or other people's stuff. And this one takes place where Annie's friend moves into this new house. It's like a mansion kind of house. And it has like a carriage house in the back. And they find underneath one of the floorboards these old recipes. And they're trying to figure out as they're throughout the book who like lived at the carriage house, who would have put the recipes in the floorboards, and if these recipes are actually good. And it's just like a little cute little mystery book. Like, it's a really cute mystery. Like, if you like mysteries, you should read this. Or if you're just starting to read like books like that, like young adult books maybe, or you're just starting out reading, maybe you could read that book. That book was really, really good. So last book goes along with one of the books I just showed you. And I got this at a book sale, like, I don't even know. I think it was like a library book sale. And it's called The Picture History of Painting, From the Cave Painting to Modern Times. It's by H.W. Janson and Dora Jane Janson. And this is what it looks like. It's an old book. You can tell it even. The cover is coming off, and it does smell old, and yes, this is what it looks like. So it's basically kind of like what the first book was, except it's a smaller format, and it goes based on the different types of art, and then it goes based on the different areas. So first it started with cave painting, and then there was a subsection about like the Native Americans, and then there was another subsection about ancient Egyptians, stuff like that. And it goes into, there's a lot of like Christian art in here, so if you don't like that, I don't recommend you read this book. But the one thing I did have a problem with was the pictures are mostly in black and white. Some of them are not, but most of them are in black and white. So if you really like art and you really want to see them in color, I guess you would have to look them up. But the one thing I did hate about this book was that it goes by references in figures, like it says see figure whatever. And it goes through that for the whole book. So like, you could be like in post-impressionism stuff, and they'll say, okay, this is just like the figure 10 from this section. And then you have to like go back and like figure out, okay, what was figure 10 and stuff like that. It was a really weird book because of that. So like every couple times you would read it, it would get to that figure, and you'd be like, okay, now I have to go back 3 or 4 figures or 10 figures back to like compare the two. And it was also weird because when they would start doing a new paragraph, they would talk about a new figure, but the new figure would be on like 2 pages away from where it's talking about it. So that was another thing that was really confusing about it. But it was a good book. If you don't want to flip through the figures and back and wherever, I guess you'll be fine. But it was a really good book, except for that point I just made. So those were the books that I read for April. Comment below and tell me some of your favorite books for this month, or some books you want me to read or recommend to me. Please subscribe. I'll see you guys next time with another video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.